adventure! Welcome to the blog quest, and today we are going to have some fun with colors. Well, basically we will take 5 color palettes examples and use them on an example home blog page wireframe. I will be doing everything in Figma and I will upload the Figma file to Figma community. You can find it at Big Lint at my community Figma's page. So right now I'm going to click on the Figma file, and before we begin I would like to say I'm sorry if the fan is making some noise, because, well, it is making noise, but I'm not sure if the microphone is picking it up. And the thing is, it's really hot in Helsinki right now. Well, really hot, right? It's not as hot as yesterday. It's plus 24 degrees, but one thing to know about me is anything about 20 degrees Celsius and I'm out. This is not, it's way too much. I understand that depending on your location, plus 24 might feel like bliss, but not to me. And I guess in about 4 months' time or even 3 months' time, I will probably start complaining about darkness and cold, but at the moment it's too much light and heat. So now we are ready to begin. I will make myself smaller. Like so. And let's go. So this is the Figma file. It will be a bit different when I will upload it to community. I will remove the color palettes, I think. I might keep them though, perhaps in a different page, so it wouldn't be super confusing. But a couple of weeks ago I made a video of a simple blog page layout for a blog, the homepage layout. And this was something I basically talked about, and in here I hope it's not too distracting, but I was thinking that in this wireframe it would be nice to see different parts. For example, if you are just building your blog, your page, and you want to know what sections are either called or what could be included. So again, this is just an example. This is something I like to use in my templates. So first we have hero banner area, and, well, hero / banner area, but it's, in this case, it's recent blog post. And again, this is not a real website at the moment, at least. I haven't unfortunately hiked in Yosemite National Park. I'm not even sure if I pronounce it correctly. I'm sorry about that. But I like hiking generally, and I was inspired and I created this sample page. So in here, this is the recent blog post. We have then main content area after the hero section, and we have latest blogs, and then we have a newsletter or a contact form, however you want to see it. In this case, it's a newsletter about, for example, upcoming trips to national parks. And of course the text here is not exactly fitting, but, well, as you see, it's basically a lorem ipsum. I did change the titles though, and the images. All the images were taken from Unsplash, and I will actually add the attribution to the images. And we are back. So I added the attributions to the photos on the photos themselves. I think it's always a good idea, and it's just sets a good example to add the attributions, since, well, pictures are just magnificent. They are really beautiful. But anyway, so the setup is like so. We have the homepage wireframe, and then we have 5 colors. I just want to check, yes, that they're visible on the screen, on the recording screen, and then the colors are available in Pinterest. So especially if you would like to get more inspiration for different projects you have, you can check out my boards on Pinterest, vibrant color palettes, and for example, these color palettes can be found in 60-30-10 color inspo. Now, today we will check out how to apply these color palettes, or just an example for inspiration. Remember, when you are creating or building your own blog, experiment. It's your blog after all. You can do whatever you want, and you can combine colors. The only thing that, just make sure that colors work with each other. And one of the main suggestions I have, that you check the color contrast. And one of the easiest ways, in my opinion at least, is to use Adobe Color. So you can go to Adobe Color, it's color palette generator as well, but basically to accessibility tools. And in here, you can input whatever color you have in mind and a different color. For example, if we check out these colors. So we would check how does blue look together with the pink. All right, so in here we have two levels, and AA is the, I guess, the baseline accessibility tool. So as long as you can see that the graphic components or large text is passing, it should be more or less okay to use it. Quite often it's pretty difficult to find something that could work for even higher accessibility. But remember that this is good baseline. So as far as two colors work like this, it's all right. Just make sure that it wouldn't be very small font. For example, in here you can see that how the color would fail. It would be small text. So I also didn't name the color palettes. For example, this color palette is inspired by a stormy field, and I could call it, well, stormy field, for example. But I'm a big believer that we should just call colors what they are, because if I tell you, just the stormy color palette, or stormy field color palette, it's pretty subjective what colors those are, because we all have different ideas, and I don't want to confuse anyone, or myself for that matter. So we have color palette 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now let's play. So just to make sure, yes, well, I guess like this seems to be good. All right, so 60% will be blue, 30% will be this sort of lilac color, light pink, I would call it, and then 10% green that would go for call to action buttons. So basically where you want people to pay a lot of attention. Super much attention is not exactly what I should say, I guess here, not grammatically correct. But, so, I will be playing around, and let's go. So again, blue, our background color. Then we would change, let's see how that would go. If we already changed it white, all right. Then we would change the gray to the light pink, and the CTAs to green. So that's how it looks right now. Right now we will update these things. So here and in here we will update too white. So I already checked these color palettes, and that's why I know what colors would work on what. But as you see in here, even without a contrast checking tool, that's how black text on this pinkish background looks, and that's how white text on this pinkish background looks. White text is pretty difficult to see and read. So we go to black, and then here go to white. Yes, almost. Almost, and here. All right, so that's the idea of this color palette. Now remember, the rule can be bended, the rule can bend, it can be banded. Wow, my choose of the words I choose today is, it sounds like I almost don't speak English or something, but I do. I think I do. But so in here, if you don't want to repeat too much of the colors, I personally prefer for example, main section would have the 30% color that we chose, so our light pink, but the latest blog post section would use a tint or a shade of the background color. So basically the color, the same color, but either a bit lighter or darker as a tint or a shade. And I actually checked out in Figma, you can go to plugins and search for color tint and shade generator. It's one of the easiest ways to generate tint or shade, but we can go, for example, if you don't use Figma, and I feel like perhaps it's high chance, that's why I decided to Google tints and shade generator, and that was the first thing that popped out. So I tested it, it seemed to work before, and we can test it right now together. So I will copy the background color here. And there we are, shades and tints. And in here I will go a little bit lighter. So, well, a little bit. Let's try out this color. So again, it wouldn't be a completely new color, but something a little bit different. And remember, always you can check color contrast here. So both white and black pass, but because we use smaller text, black is better. So that's palette number 1. And again, remember that either version makes sense. So it doesn't have to be, sorry. You don't have to change the color if you don't want to. You can just use 3 colors on this in your design, whichever you find. So these colors, I understand they are quite bold because the background is not white or black. For example, something usual white, I would say, would be the most usual blog or website background. So this is something funky, something more interesting, but I wanted to show you different ways to use color and inspire you, perhaps, to not be afraid to try to use a color pop on your website, that it can be fun. So both versions work. I just like this version myself a little bit more to play a little bit with the shades and to have some separations of colors. So I will delete this for now. All right, so color palette 1 is done. Let's go to color palette 2. Also, when I decided to try out this this kind of video setup because I was curious how would it look like. So this is our color palette 2, our second color palette. And as we see, again, the latest post section can be left like this, but if we would want something different, in my case, I would want a little bit different color from the background, just to differentiate. Make tints and shades, and let's try out something like this. Yes. So a little bit different, nothing super weird or, well, I understand it looks really colorful at the moment. So I hope you feel inspired to play with color on your website as well. And I understand it can look or feel quite scary. You can have a white background, for example, if we just go to white, or actually if we go back, and then I'd like to show you how that could be your website as well. There is no problem. You can just play around a bit and see how it feels if you do not want to go for the green background straight away. Actually, no. All right, I will just Control Z. Yes. So this is our color palette 2 for second color palette. Now color palette 3. I am a fan, or recently I became a fan of dark background colors. I used to design only with white dominant color, so white background. But I don't know, something about dark color on the website just looks like an adventure. Well, to me at least, I guess. And then here we'll go black as well. And then here. So again, well, we could leave it like this, but we won't because white on a beige is not looking good. But that's how this color palette looks on our example wireframe. I think it looks really nice. I do like the dark background, as I was mentioning. Reminds me of dark forest. You know, when it's almost nighttime and perhaps it's winter, even though the picture where the inspiration for this color palette was taken in summer, was taken about a month ago, but just reminds me of winter sunset, I guess, and when you are walking in the forest or in the park, like foresty area. And again, we can use this to generate. All right, so we will go lighter. Let's see how light could we go. So then our, well, as you see here, it's already quite difficult to read, but if you are not sure, you can always test the contrast. As you see, thing fails. White works, so that's what we are going to do. Something like that. I'm so inspired right now to create a hiking website. Love hiking, but I don't go, I guess, nearly as often enough as I would want to. And at the moment I should work on my book blog anyway, but small steps. So that was color palette number 3. Now color palette number 4. Frankly, I'm super excited about color palette number 5. It looks pretty, it's quite insane, I guess. Or feels insane. Well, intense perhaps is better word rather than insane. Well, how about we change this? Actually, yeah, works. Looks quite interesting. Yes. So this is our palette number 4. Ah, yes. Sorry, I almost forgot to update this. Update this section. Aha, yes, of course. So, again, we could leave it like this. Or, as we did previously, sorry, go to the themes. And then choose something. How about dark? Let's go dark this time around. Yes. Then, of course, black text on dark brown doesn't work. So, something like this. That's our color palette number 4. I hope as this video progresses, you feel inspired to play around and try out some bold colorations for your blog, of course, if it suits your brand and your blog. I was thinking about this color palette. I tested it yesterday, I won't lie, and I was wondering, you know, if you have a hiking agency, for example, and you're doing some sort of disco events or disco hiking, if it's a thing, I don't know. To me, it sounds quite fun. Yeah, you could use like very, very colorful things. So that's what this palette reminds me of. At first, I was like, what's going on? Is it it? And then it did grow on me, for sure. And again, with this color palette, just as with, or with this, well, yeah, color palette, just with others, we will search for a lighter color. This. And yes. Again, this is quite different, right? For example, what kind of hiking would you be talking about? But perhaps your style is very much adventure time, acidic. I don't know. You're listening to, well, some pretty, well, funky music in the 80s style, or, well, funk, something like that when you hike or when you create videos. So that's how this could be used. I had a lot of fun trying out this palette, I won't lie. So that's our color palette number 5, and I think, to be honest, might be my favorite. I don't know, I just really like the color pop. So I hope you enjoyed this video and you're inspired to try out different color palettes and experiment with your blog. And I hope you found that, well, when you're just trying things out, it's not that strict. Well, of course, color contrast is important, and of course, colors absolutely depend on your brand, what your blog is about, what kind of image you want to have, what you want your customers or your visitors to feel. However, in here, I just wanted to show you different ways to use colors or trying out color palettes. So for inspiration, and let me know in the comments down below which color palette was your favorite. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next.